and overall just our style of play, what it takes to play winning football, the consistency that we're looking for, the mental toughness, the mental conditioning that we talk about each and every day. A lot of work to do. It was evident. I thought we showed our youth today, being as youthful as we were. I didn't like our leadership from our older players. So we have a long way to go. The great thing is it's practice 3, and so we have great teaching opportunity, great teach tool in terms of our film to go back and correct and really teach them our style of play, and that usually happens the first day of pads. Had some heat finally, but we have a long way to go. So I'll answer any questions you may have.
What shows up the most with a young team? Is it inconsistency, not knowing where to go? What shows up the most?
All the above. High level of consistency. We're just inconsistent in finishing plays in our style of play, and we talk about a snap and clear mentality. And so I just think the overall maturation of being in football condition, football shape, understanding how to finish plays, but also understanding your assignments. And the game is fast right now for a lot of individuals, 50% being their first time in spring football, but you can see the game right now is exceptionally fast for them, and the volume of install, and then you add special teams to it. So I think just all of that. But, we can't compromise. We have a standard and an expectation by which we're going to play here, and we just have to keep grinding our way through it.
What do you need to see from Butch Jones in the spring? As he made a decision to come back, what do you need to see from him?
Just a very high level of consistency each and every day, setting the standard, being a leader, being a guy that everybody rallies around, and setting the tone, setting the standard, the way we run to the football, our level of physicality, the amount of preparation that it takes through film study, all the things that great players do. Great players have a way of elevating the play of others around them. They bring their level of play up. And so, AJ has to set the standard that, hey, we have a very young defensive front, a very young defensive line. Hey, this is the way we play defensive football here at Tennessee. So all the intangibles, and then improving his pass coverage skills, getting off blocks, his block destruction, and then obviously being able to rush the passer in different nickel-type situations that we're going to ask of him.
How close is he to being a guy that can elevate the players around him?
Well, he can. He just has to learn how to do that. Again, he's work in progress, just like everyone else. But I expect a lot from AJ, because there's one thing AJ does bring it every day. So I expect him now to be more vocal with other players around him. And, Kurt and him have to feed off of each other. That's what great leaders do.
Butch, can you talk about Kyler Ferguson and how much he's grown as a player the last year?
Yeah, he continues to go through a great maturation phase. He's added a lot of strength. He's worked exceptionally hard, and he's got a great opportunity. And now he has to take advantage of it. But where he's at, in 1 year's time is remarkable. But again, he still has to continue to make those strides and progress.
Quarterbacks, you can see them in pads. Should they able to maintain the tempo and demand of them today in pads, or how do they respond to pads?
The game slowed down. I thought we had very good tempo practice 1 and practice 2, and then we got into full pads. Our tempo really slowed down. We're doing something a little bit different this year in practice. We have a 20-second clock. And so as soon as that 20-second clock goes off, a horn blows. And then we'll do down-ups after practice for not maintaining the tempo. And today I thought the whole practice, I thought our tempo on offense, defense really slowed down. And I think that was a byproduct of the pads. But again, we have to learn to work through those things. And, you asked the question a few days ago about the difference of a team that has experience and a team that's very, very young. And I thought you saw that today. We're learning our style of play. We're learning what it takes to play winning football. Owen Williams is learning no hands on the hips. He's learning how to finish plays. Jalen Hurd, Josh Malone, Von Pearson, everything happened today. The one individual who I thought really did some very good things today was Daniel Helm. He made some big plays in a scrimmage situation, in some team settings, and I thought he took great strides in moving forward.
Is it easier to mold a newcomer as opposed to maybe somebody that's on the team and has already learned it one way?
Yes, I do. Right now, these youngsters are learning our style of play, and that's why we have to be great teachers, and we have to stay the course, and, we have to be a little bit patient and continue to demand, but every snap is a teaching opportunity. That's like tomorrow. Our meetings will be invaluable. There's so much that we can learn from this film, so when we go back out there Thursday and then scrimmage on Friday, that we make great strides, and we have to incrementally get better and better individually and collectively. If we do that, we'll then spring the way we want to.
Your team talks to Ryan where he is after the offseason,
Yeah.
where he is on the field.
Dan has worked exceptionally hard, and he's one of those individuals that has game repetitions. So again, we're going to expect more out of him, but with him, it's just, again, our overall style, our style of play. It's just him understanding that snap in and snap out, in every single snap. And so I think with him, it's just that consistency. It's that relentless approach that we have to take on every snap. But he has had a very good offseason. But again, the encouraging thing is there's a lot of room for growth and improvement, and he's one of those individuals.
Coach, can you touch on Josh Smith a little bit?
I'm sorry?
Can you touch on Josh Smith a little bit? We talked to him earlier, and obviously the struggles with dropping the ball last year, and maybe any mental progression he's made and
Yeah.
confidence level right now with Josh.
Well, we have tremendous amount of confidence in Josh. And, Josh also made some big plays. And, again, he was a true freshman. And so you have to learn from those mistakes, and you never make them twice. And, Josh's development was set back this offseason coming off of surgery. But, he didn't have the couple months preparation in the weight room. So he was a little bit behind in terms of strength and conditioning, and we kind of threw him in the start of spring practice, and I think he's handled that exceptionally well. And again, he's an individual we're going to ask a lot of him. We'll move him in the slot. We'll move him outside. So again, spring ball is critical for him. We need to have him for all 15 practices. And so again, not having the byproduct of a winter conditioning and in the strength room, he was very limited in the amounts of running. So his conditioning level for a receiver is down a little bit. But the big thing with him is the mental part, is continuing to learn all the positions, all the fundamentals. But, I've liked his approach so far.
Critical was it for you to get out there? Just
Critical.
Even if you couldn't be 100%, maybe just to get out there and get while we're getting good, I guess.
Josh Smith is an example of everyone we have in our program. Every rep is critical for him. So to get him out here, to get him in practice situations is critical for his development and the overall development of our offense as well. So to have him out here is big, just like everyone. Every rep is critical.
It seemed last year you had a pretty good pass rush in all your wins, and your losses you really hardly got any help.
Yeah.
How much of an emphasis is that?
Big time emphasis. It all starts with impacting the quarterback and stopping the run. And that's when we talk about AJ. AJ has to demand up front, with our front guys, and so much is predicated on being able to generate a pass rush with a four-man front. When you have to bring 5- and 6-man pressures, that really puts the back end of your defense, in some not favorable matchups and situations. So, being able to rush the passer is so much, and there's so much that goes into it. These individuals have to run a 12-yard arc, a 12-yard radius in 1.9 seconds to get to the quarterback. And then there's an individual trying to impede their pass rush. So the big thing is being able to think strategically when you're tired. So that's where that mental toughness, that's where that mental conditioning, that's what we're trying to get across to Jason Carr, Owen Williams, Alan Carson, Jordan Williams, Corey Vereen, all these individuals, it's critical that they think that way, that they think strategically when they're tired. And so there's a whole another dynamic that goes into rushing the passer and impacting the quarterback.
What gives you encouragement to improve that area before the starts with the defensive line? There's a lot of new guys out there.
There is a lot of new guys, and so much as your get off, your disruptive quickness, reading the tackle, reading their line splits, again, thinking strategically, which we just spoke about, and your hand placement. one of the things we did not do very well as a football team and as a football program last year was our use of our hands. You know, our overall hand violence, our hand quickness. So we really spent a lot of time this offseason on emphasizing the use of our hands. Every position in football has to use their hands in one way, shape, form, or another. So we've really worked hard on that.
But you've singled out Jason Prim for having a good offseason. Where did he need to go after last year? Where do you need to see?
Just again, you know, that word consistency. You know, every day there can be no bad days. You know, bad days in college football take you away from your dreams, goals, and aspirations. So just a very high level of consistency, playing through the fatigue of playing the receiver position, the mental toughness, and then just learning the little nuances that, you know, every position, it's like your tools of your trade. You have a toolbox. And what's in your toolbox? You know, what's in your game? That's your toolbox that you use. That's your craft, working your craft every single day. So that's what we've been stressing to him and everyone in our football team.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Butch?
Thank you.